live in a couple seconds.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, y'all ain't throwing it like us. I mean, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Uncle Larry Outdoors Podcast, episode 22, Views from the Pinny. And I've already said too much. Come on, boys. It's good to get a hold of you tonight. I didn't know if this was going to happen. Listen, for the second time in a row, Johnny's on the road with it. He's up handling some family business, important things. It's all good, Johnny. Last week it was Bill Wetzel. This week it was family. Those are two important things. Two valid reasons to miss the pod. We'll have him back next week. I didn't even know if I was going to make it tonight because, as you can see, I'm in an undisclosed location doing undisclosed activities, which we may or may not even talk about at all, besides the lovely view behind me.
Can't pronounce.
So from 1,200 miles away, my man Dez, my man Kai, we're here. We're going to have a good time, answer some questions. Maybe talk gliding, maybe not. Maybe we won't talk fishing at all. Maybe we'll talk about something else. I don't know. What do you think, guys? How you doing?
What up, boys? What up? Feeling good. Feeling good. We got some rain finally. Things are getting north. It's raining as we speak. Oh man.
I was genuinely so happy, bro. So happy. I feel like down here in Florida, like as soon as that like before rain and then the after rain bite for those 2 days. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful. It's what Florida's really all about, I feel like.
It's badly needed these days. Badly needed. I'm sure everybody knows about the drought. I feel like nobody's really talking about it. I haven't heard anybody really talking about it other than Mike's weather page and stuff like that. But yeah.
So listen, for those that are not really in the know, describe, and this is for either of you, what the rainy season means to the fishing and the state of Florida as a whole, because I feel like that's the separator. When it's 100 degrees every day and you at least get those storms, you get that predictability, you get that weather change, the break in the weather. It's important to the humans and it's important to the fish. So just speak on the rainy season and what you look for and like why the lack of it is important too, to talk about.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. The rain is that's Florida. It fuels this place. It's a freaking giant garden. There's greenery everywhere. So, and all of the water, obviously. So you need that. It's a cycle. It's a giant system that refilters and replenishes itself. So it's a part of things, like the natural cycle of things. But recently we've had a drought that they say they haven't seen the likes of in the last 50 years or so. So that's pretty substantial. And you know what I mean? It's not necessarily a terrible thing for the fishing if you know where to look in certain spots. But as we get into the summer, that low water plus the high temps is not necessarily what you want, especially in a lot of the rivers and the stuff that we do. So you kind of want those flows and that fresh water to come and kind of reset everything so those temps don't get too crazy. So it's a little late now in the season. Usually we start to get like those heavy afternoon rains like late May, early June. This is like the first like rain I felt in, I don't even know, like 2-3 weeks today. So hopefully it's the start of some things to come, kick things off for the summertime, late June into July.
Yeah, It's pretty crazy too, because like even for like me when I was younger, even like maybe 5 years ago, you used to be able to see the rain like clockwork. It was almost like at
Yeah.
5 p.m. every day. It used to just
Hmm.
boom, torrential downpour up until like probably 1 in the morning. Then it stops, and it's almost like nostalgic too. You can for like the guys that have lived in Florida for so long, you can kind of almost smell the rain when you know what to look for. You can really
Yeah.
smell it. And
Yeah.
then in those really low areas like what you're fishing, bro, like when that water gets low and that heat gets high, it almost feels like you're boiling. And then
Oh,
the fish feel it too.
oh,
So it's overly
You s-
sick, bro. It's
That's an
overly sick.
interesting point too, Desmond. I feel like, listen, we're not locals at the end of the day. We weren't born and raised down there, but I feel it. I even feel the
Yeah.
change in the past 6 years. Like, it's supposed to rain every day, right?
Hmm.
Every day. And I feel like the last 2 or 3 years, it started like, okay, maybe it's every other day, once every 3 days. And then it got to the point last summer, it was like 4 out of the 5 days, it's not raining. And I feel like when it's
Yeah.
100 degrees every day, and it's not raining like that, it can create some weird situations.
Mhm. Yeah, bro. Like I remember even like fishing, like even when I first started swim bait fishing, I used to fish like the spillways. That's how everybody learns how to like fish those swim baits. And I remember like after at 5 or 6 p.m. when I get out of work, I just throw that little swim bait around and just doom, 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 doom. And now I gotta like time it because yeah, like you said, like it'll be sometimes where it'll go like almost 2 to 3 weeks without rain, or it'll go like even like you remember like eight last year, it was like almost 2 months without rain, and then out of nowhere it just got this crazy torrential downpour. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, I
Well,
mean,
pray for the
we're,
rain.
we're all
Friend of the program. Rain is a friend of the
friend of the
program. We
program.
pray for it. We hope for it. Someone just said cuts to Eric in a Bob Ross painting. It is a wild contrast right now. I must admit. I must admit.
real shit. Look at that.
Why am I even talking to you guys, man? Shit, I should be looking at this. Thanks
You
for
taking
listening.
it
We got songs this week. Let's get them out the way
Yeah,
early because I want to listen to one right
yeah.
now with this sunset.
Here, let's do. So we'll do Kai's first. He's got a kind of a banger. He's got a banger. Not gonna lie.
You know, young nudie. He did a little spin on throw some D's on it. Pull up. I've been bopping that. It's a nice bop, man. Nudie's a class act.
He's got normal names on the songs too. He's got normal names in the song because he used to do
Yeah,
like eggs, grits, mashed potatoes, and it'd be
yeah,
like
yeah,
a song
yeah.
of him coming like crimes on the hood. He'd
Yeah,
be like baked
he didn't name
potatoes.
this after some food. That's how you know this one was meant to be a radio banger.
I remember trying to explain that to my dad one time when I was listening to a nudie song. He was like, "Yo, so what you listening to?" I'm like, "I'm listening to Fish and Grits." He's like, "What? Excuse me?"
Fish and
No.
grits.
Hey, fun fact for the people: that album you're talking about was the soundtrack to 2023 iCast. You remember that guy?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Peak degeneracy. What was it? And then one of my most viral car catches of all, the first one that
The
really
nudie, yeah.
hit the map was the nudie. What was the boom, boom, boom?
Oh man, I forget the name of that song. We got fun. What's the name of that? I know you know.
Peaches and eggplants.
Peaches and
Peaches
eggplant.
and eggplants. Oh my.
Which is a crazy combination, by the way. What do you mean peaches and eggplant, bro? Like, why not peaches and cream, eggplant, parm?
I
Why
think that
peaches
has
and eggplant, bro?
I think that's meant to have a double entendre. Actually,
Oh yeah.
I just, as you said it, I just realized
You just
peaches.
put it all together. Yeah. You just put it all together.
that's funny.
All right.
Listen, on a slightly different note, it's crazy, man. I heard this song the other day. I used to listen to this album in particular all the time, from probably about 17 through 20. I'm talking 1999, Joey Badass specifically, Waves. And it's crazy. I heard this song the other day, and the first lines came on. Since 9-5, Mama been working 9-5, and I know the landlord fed up with our lives. So we pray to the gods, the jihads, and the Allahs to keep us safe and watch our lives. He was 17 coming in like that. I mean, I don't think it's even talked about enough, to be honest with you. So shout out Joey Badass. That album changed my perspective on a lot of things when I was younger. And it
He's
still holds up
criminally
to this
underrated,
day.
bro.
17-year-old
criminally
kid making
underrated, bro.
It still holds up. All of those songs, for the most part, still hold up to this day. So it was cool to hear that again. Again, I don't listen to it as much anymore. So when I do come across it, I'm like, man, I was not doing that at 17.
Hot take. This is a bit of a hot take, all right? But Joey Badass, J. Cole gets the acclaim that Joey Badass should be getting. Hot take. It's kind of a scalding hot take, but new J. Cole songs versus new Joey songs don't get the same, like, it's like everyone's like, oh, J. Cole, he's so deep and introspective and all his songs are just so good. And bro, Waves came out like way back when, and it went so under the radar for a long time for a lot of people. And yeah, bro, I just don't get it. I feel like he's gone under the radar for too long. It's almost criminal at this point.
Yeah, potentially by design. You know, who knows? He always struck me as someone that moved a little bit different within the music industry, which is another reason I appreciated him. But yeah, no, I mean, I think it's just hard.
Was he under Diddy?
Oh, yeah.
Was he under Diddy? Yeah, that's why. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah,
that might be why. Yeah, that might be why.
That boy's predatory lending out them labels. Hey, young boy, you want a deal? You want a deal?
Diddy came in on one of the songs. I was like, oh, wait a second.
Who did?
That's why.
I do remember that.
Oh man.
Damn, bro.
Hey, shout out to Joey though, man.
Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod. What do you got, Dez?
So, as most of you guys know, I'm a big fan of Scorpions. So there's this one song that I rediscover like every couple months. It's called "When the Smoke Is Going Down" by Scorpions. Beautiful song. It's probably one of their only, like, people normally know them for like that real hard, crunchy, like Hairspray rock sound, like "Rock You Like a Hurricane," "Raised on Rock," and stuff like that. But they have very good, airy, like spaced out, angelic guitar riffs too on there. And that's one of them. It's just very minimal guitar. It's just him singing. It's no screaming or nothing. It's just him just spilling his heart out. He's got that band's got a couple songs. Bro, I love the Scorpions, bro. Love them. My dad used to have them, like, all the CDs on there. And I always thought they were like the weirdest looking, like the coolest looking album art and stuff like that. So, yeah. Shout out to Scorpions, friend of the pod. Come on the pod, please, if you're still alive. So, gentlemen, what baits are we rocking with this week? I know you guys have been on a very crazy tear down in the Sunshine State. Let's talk about it.
Well, I only use one bait. You know what that is. But it's the bait that must not be named at this point because it's not recommended.
It only catch bass.
It's not recommended. But I'm listen to me. Listen. There's nothing else. I don't care. Berkeley,
there's
all
nothing
the money.
else.
It's cool. I don't care. For the 10 people on here, there's nothing else. I'm here to I might throw for the brown trout this week. I might throw for the I might throw the 10-inch for the brown trout. You know, that's how confident I am in the fish catching ability of that bait. They never had a spokesman like this in their life. Never, ever. But just remember, never forget it. Berkeley, in the face of adversity, who said yes? Who said this will do it when everyone else said it won't? This is the same rant from last week. This is the same one.
Yeah,
that's my bait. That might be my bait of the month. Might be my bait of the year.
Bait of the month. It might be bait of the year. I'm not gonna lie. Because
everyone's talking about this amoeba, the virus, the koiki, the this, the that. Listen. You don't need any.
So he said Berkeley has 1 week to respond.
I mean, it's like
they need to give you royalties of every chop block sold. Of every chop block sold, they need to give you like a 10% royalty.
No, I'm happy they're making money. I'm happy. You know what? That's my thing. Like, it's all good, bro. Like, it's all good.
They gonna get it. They go look. Let's go come full circle.
It's gonna come full circle.
Let's go come full circle.
So Kyle, what about you? What bait are you rocking with this week, man?
My bait this week, I'm gonna have to go with the DOA Terrorize because it seems to be the only thing that I can fucking hook these tarpon on consistently.
That bait older than all of us, bro.
Bruh,
it works.
I'm honestly I'm on a journey. I'm doing some research and development, trying to get a better understanding of why such a simple bait is so effective, and what these tarpon see in it specifically, because tarpon are a very interesting animal,
bro.
and a very frustrating animal.
They're like the hipsters. They're like the hipsters of like the inshore fishing species, like animal kingdom, bro. Of the inshore fishing animal kingdom, they're like the hipsters, bro. Because like snook, they love those fast, like they're just fast moving baits. They just like they like that reaction bite. But with these tarpon, I feel like they like the exact opposite. They like those real dark colors, those baits that just don't do anything. Because even like those jerk shads, people just fish them on top. They don't jerk it. They don't pause it. They just fish it like almost like a line. And like same thing with the Terrorize too. Like I feel like the Terrorize is like it's one of those things that right now every bait has some sort of different action. You know, you got the chop block at chops, you got the NOBNs, they got that paddle with they can feel it throughout their body. The Metro, they got that chop. They got like all these different baits, even the jerk baits, they got that swimming action, and the Terrorize just does nothing. And I feel like doing nothing when all these baits are doing something, still it's got the same power almost.
It actually, the more I've been throwing it, I kind of see it. It actually vibrates. It like
just a little bit, in the current.
It's like a lipless almost, but like the feel that it puts through the rod, that big one at least, like reminds me of like a chatterbait or something like that. So
you're fishing the bigger one.
Yeah, the big one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never ventured that far into it, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that thing's got a little thump to it. Like when you're bringing it back, you can feel it. You can feel that wiggle through the rod. So I think that plays to something too, for sure, because we know tarpon like that vibration just as much as the snook and everything else. So
and they're like what, $6 a pop?
Yeah, something like that, $5-6, yeah.
And all the things that they're making. I like when Kyle put that on his story. Like you look at it and you're like, and that's really it? And it is. It is. That's the thing. Then you take it out and it is. They really are hipsters though. That's a funny analogy. It's like, when they roll on a bait and miss it, it's almost like you can hear them making a hipster noise. Like a hipster doesn't like something. It's like, like at the last second they just go,
yeah, especially those fucking juvies. Oh my god.
Oh man, yeah. And somehow, can we talk about why they always get it in their bottom lip? I don't think this is talked about enough. It's a curious thing to me. I don't know, Kai, do you still experience that with a lot of them, or is it because for me at one point it was like every single tarpon I'd hook would be in the bottom lip, and I felt like it had something to do with how they're coming up and getting the bait. Maybe it's their hipster tendencies,
Yeah, they roll on it when they eat it. I think that plays a big part into it too, for sure. They're always just freaking coming up from under the bait and just like freaking rolling on it like a whale or some shit.
Yeah,
it's like the evil pleco.
Yeah.
What do I need to do to catch my PB? I told you, bro. I told you. It's one bait.
You might need to chop some. You might need to chop some.
You might need to hit the block.
Chop some bread off and chop a block. Chop some bread off and chop a block.
Look, it's only $30.
That is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. For the price point. All right. I'm gonna say this again. For the price point, you will not find another glide bait right now, given the economy, at $30.
Yeah, but what about look at that like this? $30 for 10 overslots. That's $3 an overslot. Are you gonna pay $3 an overslot?
Value. Make your dollars matter.
Make your dollars matter in this economy.
Who's in the chat, man? Make yourself known. Who's in the chat? Yeah, shout out to Ike. Absolutely. I'm gonna be seeing him next week. I turned 30 in 2 days. And then
no way.
3 days after that, Ike turns significantly older than that.
70.
And we are gonna be celebrating that together on the back end of our next Berkeley shoot. So that's pretty cool too. Shout out to Mike.
That's sick.
We're gonna party like it's 95.
Boys getting old.
Yeah.
Were we alive were y'all alive in 95?
I mean, I was born
That's
in 96.
when I was born.
But I mean, Mike tells me all the time how much getting old sucks, and I'm old this and I'm old that. So it's his doing. It's his doing. I'm big. Listen, it's funny enough. Mike Iaconelli joined us on a mission to a place within this region, right? He joined us on one of those, and this was a couple of years ago. Him and Brian both joined us. They were in their low 50s at this point. We're about 28. They kept up with us every step of the way. And let me tell you, that's not an easy hike for us. That's not an easy hike for anyone in this chat. And those two 50-year-old, those old geezers, they kept up.
The older I'm getting, bro, the more I'm realizing, like, it's not really about how old you get. It's about how you treat your body for real. Because, bro, I know a couple of 25-year-olds that they move like slugs because they don't treat their body correctly. We got this one lady at my job. She's like pushing 100, like legit 100. She's like almost an entire century. And I thought she was like in her 70s. She comes in, she yaps my ear off. I got to tell her, like, hey, shh, lady, please, quiet time. But if I knew that she was in her 90s, I'd be like, oh, okay, all right, well, kudos to you. But then you see some other 50-year-olds and they move like slobs. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's all about how you treat your body. And fishing and hiking, the hikes that these guys do, that's a good way to keep your body in good condition, guys. I'm gonna be honest.
Right. Hey, I got a question. You either of you ever caught a piss giant before?
A piss giant?
No, seriously.
Piss rocket?
Not that I think. I don't think so. No, I can't say I have.
I caught a fish while somebody else was pissing, but not me personally pissing.
I guess I'll just be attempting this a lot. I don't know. So when you guys are mid session, right, and you got to let one out, your go-to is to like stop everything you're doing and kind of like handle your business and then continue. Is that would you say that's more of the
I just hold
preferred? Because I'm straight. Listen, this is the thing. Here's the thing. People don't understand. Like, there's probably 18 of those clips. You know, these are just the ones where they happen to get bit. But I'm steady just out there garden hosing it, you know, like mid cast. And that's another
It's thing. Adding extra sit to the water.
Everyone was very surprised. Like everyone people saying I'm peeing sideways. I got that curve going on, but it's like, in all reality, man, if you know the method, this is not out of the realm of possibility whatsoever. So I just wanted to make that clear. There is a method to the madness. And it may or may not be an actual attractant. That's that.
The bilge pump, bro.
What the fuck?
Bro, put nature's Procure in there. All right, Amen. So I got kind of a new bait in today. It's a pretty sick bait. I got to fish a little bit today. Not even a little bit. It was for basically all day. And I gotta say, in the age of the brain rot glide, okay? In the age of the brain rot glide, that very choppy, just glide, there's this bait that I got today. It's the Roman Made Mother, okay? This bait is as bare bones as it comes. All it does is it just meanders back and forth. That's it, right? That's all it does. I'm not even joking. I fished it in a pond where I normally fish my TK at. And I was just having fish come up and inspect it just because it pushes so much water. Look how thick this thing is. Look how thick it is just looking down.
Damn.
Like, bro, it was like I could feel it in my rod. I had basically like a broomstick of a rod because it's 10 ounces. So you got to like really fling that thing. I got like the heaviest Akuma guide slick you can get. It was just pushing water. I could feel it in my reel. I could feel it in my arms. Just like I knew exactly what the bait was doing and I couldn't see it. And I feel like right now, I think that's going to be the ticket for a lot of us. I had a conversation with Knowles Fishing about this actually. I think the world record, or we think the world record, this isn't like an original opinion that we came up with. We think it's going to be caught on a bait that doesn't do a lot. that doesn't have a crazy erratic action. The next world record will be on either a soft boat, like a soft wedge tail bait, or on a slow wide glide that just doesn't really do much, or
Yeah.
something where it's almost like maybe even a Ned rig. Who knows?
Maybe
Something
even
that's
if it,
not
I
doing
mean,
a
I'll
lot.
do you well. Not to. I don't know if this is like exposing his sauce or anything, but a really wise tip that I got from our boy. Remember, Mac Hoover told us this
Hmm.
early on when we had first moved down to Florida. We were hanging around him, and I remember he's got some giants to his name, locally.
Yeah.
Like he had one that was 14, 15 pounds, I think it was, and he goes, man, one that big, and obviously, they'll eat a HUD, they're gonna eat different things, but he's like, they don't want to do much more than slurp a massive worm off the bottom.
Yeah.
Like a big 10, 12, 14-inch worm. And to this day, I think, like glides aside,
Mhm.
definitely caught the most giants on the big worm. Would you say, Kyle, like
Yeah.
over the years, you've seen it like that big, even like I'll throw an 8 a lot, but an 8-inch bopper. Shout out to the net bait bopper, really is a great one. But a 10, 12, it's hard to beat sometimes for those
Yeah.
big lazy fish. What do you guys think
Just
about
back to
that?
basics. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I think I agree. I
Yeah.
think it's going to be something that doesn't do a lot, and it's just it. You just got to put it in front of their face. That's all you got to do. Just put it in front of their face on the good conditions, and all they got to do is just slurp it up, and then you just got to put the fish in the boat correctly.
An easy meal.
Yeah, yeah,
An
exactly.
easy meal. Something they don't have to expend too much energy, but a big meal. Something that's
Mhm.
going to sustain them.
Yeah,
Worm. That's what I've heard the most big fish stories on down here. That's for sure.
and then
That's for
on the
sure.
West Coast, it's those big trout baits, just those big baits that are just they look like those trouts just meandering by. And I think even something that could like you said, just a real big worm or something that's just got some thickness to it that pushes water. I think that and it's low because I think people don't realize with these glides is it's almost like you're fishing like almost damn near top water, or the lowest you'll be fishing is maybe mid column, and people fail to realize that a lot of those bigger fish are sitting down bottom because they're like you said they're just hella lazy. Um, I think in the summer, this upcoming summer, that's probably going to change the way I fish. Honestly, it's going to be a lot of bottom, a lot of like that mid to low column. I think I'm done with that whole like fishing the top with these erratic baits. I think it's been patched. Honestly, I think it's been patched.
It's getting to the point where I'm starting to feel like presentations must change and advancements
Mhm.
must be made. And it obviously
Mhm.
depends on where you're fishing. That's such a big element of this because it's funny. Kai and I,
Yeah,
seems like this is a pattern with us, not even with any other pressure, but whenever you enter a new body, whether it's even a body that gets fished or not in general, a body that you haven't fished with your baits, it seems like there's that buffer period where they're just clapping them. They're just
yeah,
clapping them. They're eating them in a way
mhm,
where you haven't seen before. And then, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, without fail, that tapers off. It tapers
yeah.
off every single time. So coming up with those adjustments is super important. Also, I saw a comment, some people thinking I'm on some extra substances. Someone thinks I'm on edible. Listen, I am on this.
It's good
And
scenery.
if you know, I'm actually flattered that you and normal THC levels, nothing above that, but it's like I'm feeling good, man. I can't deny it, I wish you could feel this air too. I really do. And if you knew where
If you
exactly
knew,
I was, that would add an extra layer too, but I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that. I'm so
if
sorry.
they knew, it
You
would
can't
all
pronounce.
make sense. It all makes sense.
You see, Kai, you see the glimmer in my eyes. You see,
Oh
like
yeah,
there ain't
The
no
profound light
there,
in his
there
eyes.
bring
there
a
ain't no
tear to you.
substance. There's no substance that can make that happen. Believe me. There's only one thing that can make that happen. Only certain people know what that is. So we'll just keep it to that. We'll keep it to that.
So we got a pretty good question actually. What's good meta for big smallmouth this time of year? I have no expertise in this at
All
all,
right.
so I'll let the guys take it away.
I got you. Tom Wolverton. Shout out to Tom. Dude smoked 3 packs of Marlboro Reds a day. He was a former garbage man. He literally talk like this. He talk like this. Eric, I just want you to know that a spinnerbait is to smallmouth what a jig is to largemouth. And what he meant by that is jig. You catch a lot of your biggest bass up north on a jig. Me included. I caught a 7.3 at Merrill Creek in high school. Biggest bass I've ever caught up north on a jig. A spinnerbait over rocky shoals, anywhere you got wind, over grass flats. It's that big smallmouth call-out bait. I don't know why, but it is. It triggers those.
You think it's the sound?
Bites. No, I don't think it's the sound. I think it's a combination of the profile. A lot of really big smallmouth, they're eating either herring, alewives, or a lot of them like perch. A lot of big smallmouth in bodies of water that have them are yellow perch eaters. So I think that combination, and it's just when you think about it, minus the blades, it is a similar profile in general to a bass jig, which again is the big call-out bait for big northern largemouth. So that's my answer. I'd say spinnerbait, 100%.
I agree with that. 100%. I mean, aside from a spinnerbait for smallmouth, you can't go wrong with the good old Ned rig, man. Fucking just little TRD crawl on there, a little or the bugs. You know what I mean? I like the bugs personally. I used to fuck them up with that, but just a little crawl profile, a little creature bait profile, tiny, something small, light line. Bounce it off those rocks down there, man. Ain't nothing better than that though. That was my bread and butter back home when I was up in North Jersey, man. Smallest.
And is it just dragging it just real slow along it, or is it like popping it?
I mean, you don't have to do nothing too crazy, really. You want to stay in contact with that bottom. You want to try and feel every rock, just kind of bringing that thing by, put a little pop in there, make it, you know what I mean, hop over a rock or whatnot. But you really just crawling that thing on bottom real slow, like, especially when you're working that small too. A lot of times we were in deeper water up there in North Jersey. So you gotta kind of wait for that thing to hit the bottom. So it's a real slow type of fishing. Like you probably, every cast is taking you at least 2-3 minutes before you know what I mean, you making another cast.
It's almost like a shrimp. It's almost like a shrimp in that way. Like
sort of,
shrimp
yeah. Similar to how you'd work a shrimp down here. Yeah.
Because I feel like with the shrimp down here, like I suck at shrimp fishing. That's why personally I don't ever fish them, because I don't have the patience for it. But I know one of my guys, this guy down here, I don't know if you've met him yet. He's like this weird Florida local that's just kind of everywhere. His name is Jordan. And he was like, yeah, no, sometimes I let a shrimp, as soon as I cast it out, I let it sit there for like a good 5 minutes before I start like slowly working it. And I was like, oh,
5 minutes.
Okay. Bro, I'm not even joking. He said that he lets it sit for 5 minutes and then he starts working it very slowly. And he's got good reds on his page, even in Tampa, just good reds. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's not for me, but I power to the people, I guess.
That's
more power to him. If you could do 5 minutes, you might be on some extra substances. That's
what I'm saying.
I mean, I don't know, like 5 minutes, when you really understand how long 5 minutes actually is. I had a hard time back in the day with letting my jerkbait sit over 10 seconds, you know? When you actually count 10 seconds out, when you're jerking a jerkbait, man, that's a long time. But I know there are guys that have that level of discipline. And the funny thing is that level of discipline is what it takes to get the bite sometimes. Sometimes you go out there, throw that shrimp any way you want. Sometimes it is going to be that guy that's next to you, letting it sit for an extra 3 minutes. And you have no idea, you know? It's super interesting.
Mm-hmm. That's real.
It's been a couple times where like I've thought about stuff like that. I'm like, all right, I know myself very well at this point when it comes to like my fishing style. I love just like an intuitive, like an interactive bite where I'm doing something while the fish is doing something. Like that's why I think I like these glides and these moving baits, is because I love the interaction. But then I think about like how many fish I'm probably missing out because I'm not throwing something that doesn't have a lot of interaction. And I'm starting to notice that today with this bait right here. Like I'm not really doing much, and it takes a lot in me to not chop this bait and like move it a little bit faster. But I know I'm see there are fish out there that I'm not seeing that are seeing this bait. And I think it goes for like a lot of those jigs, a lot of those Ned rigs. Even when I fished the Ned rig when I was younger, I used to fish them almost like a jerk bait or like a fluke. Like I would just pop it off the bottom all the time, just all the time. And I was like, all right, I'm not really fishing this correctly. Let me stop.
Less is always more. Less is always more.
Yeah.
And another old head tip, especially when that water dips up north. It's when the water dips down and gets a little colder. Down in Florida, it's the opposite. You hear us talking about the heat. It's this time of year. It's when that water gets hot. Those fish get a little more pressed. If you think that you're working it slow, and there's another thing Tom used to say, you think you're working it slow, work it slower. He's right, man. I mean, you could get to the point where you are genuinely not moving that rod. You're not moving that rod at all. Maybe you're damn near breathing on that line, and you don't even realize that that little movement is getting that bait to undulate just the right amount down there, where that big girl wants to take a little slurp. All right, get this off the full screen.
Yeah, no,
I'm trying to reposition the camera right now.
No. I mean, there's been a couple times, even with this guy I've been fishing with recently. His name is Colt, and I brought him down with me to Tampa. He's a hammer up in Tally, but I brought him down here with me to Tampa, and he was fishing a bluegill bait just so slowly. He was fishing it just it was barely doing anything. It was really just moving, just very, very slowly, just not doing a lot. And he was putting fish on the bank in my home turf. And I was like, damn, all right. All right. I mean, normally at this specific pond, I normally burn and pause, burn and pause, burn and pause. And that day I wasn't putting no fish on the bank, and he's just fishing it just very slowly. Then he put on it was almost like a punch bait or like a creature bait almost. And he's just letting it fall, and he's very slowly picking it up and letting it fall. Just very minimal movement. And like you said, sometimes that's all it takes because he was whooping them fish ass.
What's the dirtiest, not, I shouldn't put it like that. What's the craziest y'all have been whooped on your home water? Like you brought someone fishing with you and they just showed you something where you're like, damn, I would have never caught that fish.
Keaton, bro. Keaton. Keaton, bro. He fishes the same waters as me, bro. Same water. He grew up on that. He fishes those same waters, and he's putting up 9-pound fish. The pond that I took you to, Eric, when I took you with those kids.
Yep.
9-pounder.
Yep.
We didn't see a single fish on the bank that entire day, and he caught like 2 weeks before 9-pound fish. It's sometimes the it factor is in yourself, because even like me, Kai, Eric, we all live in the same area. We're putting up vastly different fish, and it's all sometimes just in the person. We have different fishing styles, and that's sometimes all that's needed.
Different styles, different experience. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say probably when freaking Alex and Eli came down here.
That was gonna be my. That was you took my
Alex,
example.
bro.
There was I've never seen anything like that.
They came
Alex
down
and
here
Eli.
and
Listen.
fucking showed us some shit, boy. I mean, we were fishing those same holes with conventional tackle, but they were pulling fish out of places that, and it's crystal clear water. It's like, where the fuck did that fish even come from? Like portals in the side of the fucking bank or some shit. It's like,
I'll never forget that first day. Todd, do you remember that first day? And this is a day that isn't even on camera for those wondering. It was like every 25 to 50 yards, we would go up that creek. They would be in front of us, and you would hear either Alex or Eli, oh, she gonna do it. She gonna do it. She gonna do it. Oh, and then there was one where your boy Eli, I'll never forget this. Oh, that's a 13, bro. That's a 13. That's a 13. She gonna do it right now. That was a 13 pounder. And I believe him too. That's really what was happening. It was like every giant bass in that place was being exposed. And that was the first day that any of those baits had been shown to those fish. And that's what I'm saying. Kai, have we ever seen it quite like that since?
No, barring they destroyed it, but still.
Right. But honestly, like, no, but like, think about it. Even before, did we ever see it quite like that?
No.
Sometimes that's all it takes, man.
Hey, man,
First
talk
time.
about that, bro.
It is a good bait. It is a good bait. From what I remember at the time, I threw that on a 7-foot medium. You can't go medium heavy. I actually like the heavier spinning rod for a lot of those smaller baits where you really got to put a good hook set in. That one, you ain't going to cut it on a medium heavy. You are going to bend out that hook. So I would say 7-foot medium. Just get you some good light braid. Maybe up the leader a little bit. Maybe go to like 12 if you're throwing 8 or 10. If you can get away with it. And just lay it into them with a 7 medium and then back off of that drag immediately. That would be my biggest tip is tight on the initial hook set and then back off as soon as you can. And it's hard to do it to where it's perfect and you don't go too much, but you got to just back off immediately. And then once you got them like that on light braid, it's just a tug of war at that point. So, but yeah, it is a good bait. I mean, same with a dark sleeper or anything that imitates those little inline gobies. The funny thing was we started throwing them for drum. The redfish and the black drum, they like that. That's what I was throwing it for a little minute there was the drum. And that was a fun bite. You want to talk about a thump?
No.
Hey, that one swim bait kid. No, listen, this is crazy. I'm glad you're here. So listen to this. Johnny and I are in Central Park. I didn't even get he isn't on here, so we haven't gotten to talk about this. But one of the days where we were filming for our last Mystery Tackle Box shoot was in the middle of Central Park, right? We're in New York City. The Knicks are in the finals. We're about to go to Madison Square Garden and talk to these Knicks fans. We're like, hey, let's go do a little fishing, right? Let's go Central Park, catch some fish, talk to some people. And the first group of kids, it's a whole tourist group of kids, like 10. We end up running into them a little bit later, and the conversation gets to like, hey, you guys do YouTube, huh? We're like, yeah, Uncle Larry's. We have a podcast. The one kid goes, do you know that swim bait kid? And they're all from Cali. These kids were all from Cali, and they all knew that one swim bait kid in the middle of Central Park. And we're like, he's on the podcast all the time. It's crazy to me. The smallness of the world, man. For real. Like we are across, we are 3,000 miles away. And this is the first people we've interacted with. And they happen to know one of the dudes that we rock with on the pod. That shit is it's beyond me when stuff like that happens. It really is, man.
That's got the it factor. Yeah. He's got the it factor, bro. He's got that thing that I'm talking about where it's like sometimes it's just you, bro. He's got that because he's fishing very pressured waters. Because like I just realized he's fishing a lot of ponds, and he's fishing like very like he fishes these crazy like first is the bull shad, then it's the D flow, and these are two like baits that they probably see a lot of over there because Cali swim bait culture is like it's like 10 times what ours is. And he's just got whatever factor it is, bro.
Boys die. He fishing with a purpose, man. Play that song, man. We gotta
yeah, wait a minute.
For one of the pods, man. That boy fishing with a purpose. Yo, I got a D flow on the way too, bro. Good
Me
luck.
too. Bro,
good looking out.
That's crazy. Bro, I got one coming in too, bro. I didn't want to spoil it too much.
I didn't know it was wooden, man. That really piqued my interest. Really piqued my interest.
I feel like it's going to kind of help with the sound dampening. I feel like it's going to kind of help with the sound dampening, bro. I'm going to be honest. That's one thing I've been learning with these wood baits. They're a lot quieter than those ABS or those resin baits. They're just so much quieter. Yeah. I don't really know why, because it's got the same hardware, but I think it's just the way the hooks, whenever they hit that wood, I don't know, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, it ain't clanking and making a bunch of noise. Yeah.
I also like the tail in that D flow. Have you seen the little action? Have you gotten it in yet?
No, not yet.
The action on the tail is kind of crazy, bro. Because it's got like this ribbing on the back tail, and
Yeah.
it moves almost like a 3-piece at certain points. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow. Wow.
We might we
So the tail's soft, really. Wow.
Yeah, the tail's
No,
soft and it's got
okay.
these ribs. All right, so what I get mine in this weekend, we gonna have to put some Forex troubles on it or something, and just see
Oh
what it's
yeah.
about.
Oh yeah. I think the Snook gonna like that thing.
We're gonna have to see how it holds up too, like regarding the wood and the actual
Yeah.
hardware. We have to
Yeah.
see how the good stress test.
I'm interested to see. You would think the wood would be more durable, but at the same time.
Because I'm thinking about it too, like the old plugs that guys used to use for snook fishing were made out of wood. Like those old red and white plugs.
Yeah.
Those are made out of wood. The jitterbug for bass fishing. I got to see somebody fish that like for the first time in person. Need that.
The jitterbug. Wow.
If you can't tell, I'm going back to basics.
What you know about the jitterbug, Desmond?
Listen. I feel like I'm going backwards in time with my fishing. I'm fishing these slow glides. This is the slow glide. This is the epitome of the slow glide. The jitterbug is the epitome of just like a moving top water, and they're all wood. And I think that's probably going to be the sauce now because we got so many ABS baits coming out. All these ABS and resin baits, all these like soft baits. I think the wood might be my new thing. I'm not gonna lie, boss.
The wood.
The wood.
I like that.
Big wood guy. Big wood guy over here.
Lumber. He likes lumber.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. It's been a very strange experience like the last month. Just a lot of wood. Learning just fishing a lot of these baits that don't do a crazy ton. I'm normally used to these baits that just they it's like an all-purpose Swiss Army knife. And now I'm like, all right, I need to find baits that are good at one thing and then just have that on deck. A good soft bait, a good slow wide glide. I don't really need to like invest in a choppy glide because I already got enough. But even almost like baits that get down to like with the lips and everything like that, trying to figure out like a TK bite with the cranking. Even I've been fishing a worm a lot too. Ever since I fished with Knowles, fishing a worm, just dragging a worm now. It's not mind stimulating. What are you gonna say?
I'm curious. So Des, you, in your opinion, and listen to me, mind stimulating. Just to branch off your thought there, mind stimulating is getting the thump. That's mind stimulating. I don't care. It's about getting that thump. Never forget it.
Yeah.
So
for me, it's like seeing the eat.
You would say the chop is on its way, not out, but on a downward turn because of the amount of No.
Here's why. Because the chop block is different. Okay. I'm explaining. So I got to
chop style. No, I'm just saying the chop style glides in general.
Oh, the chop style. Yeah, I think
do you think too many fish are seeing the chop, Des? This is what I'm asking you.
Yes. I think I 100%. I think so. Because even think about like the little like flukes. Those are still like almost like darting, which has the same effect as a chop. So that erratic, just like that erratic darting motion, I think is kind of bass are starting to get hip to it. I think, and then I think yeah, it's going to be that slow meandering or like those baits that don't do a lot, like the spinner bait. I got on a spinner bite a couple days ago for the first time ever. Just like these baits that don't do a lot, but they do whatever that one niche very well. I think that's going to be the new thing that's in.
Get niche with it.
I like that. I concur. I'm just taking all this information in right now.
I'm looking in the chat. I'm seeing if we got anything in the chat. Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen. And shout out to everyone in the chat, by the way, as always, rocking with us, hanging with us. It's been a consistent crowd, and we love to see that. But any questions, let them rip. These last few, I know we very much missed Johnny on these last few. These ones have been a little less singularly focused, right? And I would say
Mhm.
this is a perfect time for anyone that has anything they want to say, question-wise, anything they want to hear about. Let it rip, because this is a free forum right now. It's free forum.
Somebody said painfully slow fishing. I think, yeah, I honestly, oh, here's a perfect one. Fishing the ponds or like the lakes versus rivers, the fishing styles. Because in the rivers, you're moving a lot because that current. So you got to kind of fish with the current. You got to kind of fish a little bit faster. But these lakes, how do you guys see the difference? Because you guys have experience in both.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely tend to slow it down in the lakes versus the rivers for sure. Just like you said, the environment that you're in, just got to adapt to what's going on with that current. You're kind of at the liberty of the current, but in the lakes have current too in their own right, but it's not the same as rivers. And
Yeah,
I
the
don't know.
funny thing,
I think you
well,
just get more opportunity when you slow it
would you
down.
say, Kai, on that note, would you say that you find yourself, so maybe this is just because we fish the river so much, but I find that exactly what you just said, when we're fishing lakes, I'm always looking for the areas that are going to create current. Like I'm
Yeah.
Mhm,
still looking for current,
mhm,
if that makes sense.
mhm.
Neck downs, wind blown.
Yeah,
I'm always looking for current. It almost becomes even more important because you're like, well, if I
yeah,
could just break down all of this still water and get to where there's some movement, there's a little highway going on. Typically, that's where it goes down, especially in Florida. That's the thing about Florida lakes. Very interesting point about Florida lakes. There's always current rolling through them, whether that's from the
Yeah.
drainage system, whether that's just neck down areas, wind blown canals, you name it. There's always going to be some type of current to be found somewhere. And I can bet you, especially in the warmer months, that's where you're going to find those bass.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
I'm
Keys right
finding them
there, boy.
a lot of them in grass too. Like this is my first time like fishing a lake recently, and I'm not gonna lie. I got the first day I fished it, I got so frustrated because I've never really experienced that much grass before, and it kind of made me realize like that's probably where these fish are because me and every other like brain rot fisherman is not fishing this grass. And the day I decided to fish grass and just drag the worm through, drag the bellows gill through, that's the day I started getting bites. I'm like, okay, slower.
They,
But then I go to
they
the
love
river.
them. They love them some. Here's the thing, right? I just want to say this really quick, especially this is almost for you, right? If you're going to start fishing more grass, pay attention to three things. Pay attention to the type of grass, pay attention to the color of the grass, and pay attention to different types of grass mixed together. Those are my three grass tips, right? First of all, color of the grass. You get that nice lush green grass, whether that's hydrilla or not, I can't even milfoil, right? That means it's creating oxygen. That's why they love to be in that, right? Second thing, two different types. When I have a hydrilla edge that meets a pad field, different types of grass transition region, just like when I see different types of rock, different types of sand, gravel, anything, that transition region can be key. And they don't want to be in that brown grass. Remember that too. You see
No,
that brown, that stuff
not
that
at
looks
all.
wilted and gross, and they
Yeah,
do not want to live in that. Almost think about it like you're a fish. You look down, you see that lush green stuff. You're like, that's what I want to be in. Yeah. So there's a little just quick grass Q&A seminar because that's a whole deep topic. I feel like I never explored it as much as I could. I shy away from the grass sometimes in
same.
Florida because it's so daunting. There's so
Yeah,
much of it, right? But those are some ways that you can at least try and like if you're out there and I've been in this scenario where you're like I don't even know where to start, Look for the different types, look for the greenest stuff. And then also, this is not my tip, look for the stuff if you have a big field, look for the stuff that's topped out. Look for the little patches where you can see actual stalks on the surface. You can see grass on the surface and fish around the topped out stuff.
Hmm.
Bringing ULO
Visual cues,
University out here.
real shit.
Visual cues. Yup.
visual cues.
Grass tips. ULO University. Dropping the knowledge on you people.
That's
We're gonna
real
start charging
shit.
the tuition for it.
Might have to, man. Might have to enroll in some classes.
Real
Yeah. So we
premium
got a guy
experience.
saying We got a guy asking about the dice baits and the koi keys. How are we feeling about that right now? We got
Oh,
a
man,
lot.
you
That's been the new trend.
tackle this, Kai. Give them your wisdom on this.
It's you see the results, man. You see it. It's catching the biggest fish anybody's ever caught. It's putting so many PBs up on the board, so many big bets. You gotta, you
Just
gotta
try it.
show them
Just try it.
something new. You gotta show them something new, and
When
that's new. That's the new
when is there
thing,
gonna be a Koike in the Richards regiment?
man. Well, look, whenever they not like the goddamn Ark of the Covenant to get your hands on. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I
I'm
seen
gonna wait
somebody
until
posting
one
up a
fall in my
koike.
lap.
Bro, I seen a koike. They had a koike drop yesterday, and there's a guy flexing that he got in on retail. Oh yeah, I got him. I got 3. I want you to take an over under of $20 per dice bait for the original koike.
Over.
Okay,
Over.
over $50 per bait. Okay, at a certain
How
point,
much
it's like, all right,
how much do you think Sandville sold those for? You see he had some on the
Uh,
market.
25 pop. Easy.
All right, that's not bad. That's
Yeah,
not
you
that
know,
bad.
I don't
bro,
think Alex beat him over the head.
bro.
What's average retail on them things though?
On the koikes, $50.
Yeah, that's retail.
$50 for a quick. But the thing is, it's you got to pay the duties because it's the original. But if you find the Miba, it's probably it's gonna be like half the price. The thing is though, like the original Koike is just thick. It's got this thick material. So I got the like hold one in person. It's very heavy and like it's a lot bigger in person. Um, yeah, I just to me personally, I can't see myself paying that much for what seems like it's going to be a trend. I think it's going to be in and out. I think it's one of those baits.
Mm.
Like, do you remember? There's a couple years ago. There's like a remember that one bait that was like it's got the 2 little holes in it, and you put the hook through the 2 little holes, and you like when you jerk it, it like collapses on itself. I remember people were showing it off at ICAST. I don't think it really took off, and I think it's like one of those baits that it's going to be like a trend for a year and a half, and then it's going to kind of fall to the wayside. Um, and I think it's also because the pro guys are using it. That's just furthering it a lot. But
All right, so I have to unfortunately disagree. Even though
okay, okay, let me hear it. Let me hear it.
as much as I hate this bait, this bait is this bait
You think
is
it's going to be like here to stay?
it already is. It's been here to stay. It's just now becoming like this thing that everybody's now talking about. But like that fucking what's that kid Fujita Kuji whatever.
Fujita's been throwing it for years. Here's
Fujita
my
been doing
listen,
that shit for
but
like
here's the
fucking
thing. We
5 years.
know. Hey, we know about the bass though. Where does it
Yeah.
go? 40 on the Koike? Red on the
Man,
Koike? Tarpon?
I can see a
These are
tarpon on the Koike. I
these
can
are
see
the
it again. The
questions
hipsters, the hipster
that
of the
Uncle
inshore
Larry
world.
Outdoors needs to be asking. We need to be asking, where does this go? And how can we be at the cornerstone of that?
Now I
Might
will
be
say,
throwing it from 40s. Might be up in them groves, koikiing. I
I
don't
will
even know
say there
is this
is
what you
one
do? Is
version.
this what you do?
Yeah, you just kind of rip it. Like, no, I did fish one that I liked a lot that I think will be here to stay, and it's the Q bomb. The Q bomb is literally just a rubber ball with like all the kind of like what do you call it? The jig head, the jig spear thing, whatever that little rubber, the skirts. It's got segmented skirts throughout, and I was just letting that one fall, ripping it hard. I can see that one here to stay, but the actual like the Koiki, I just don't know because of how actually pricey it is. Uh, yeah, I don't know. However,
We'll
the
see.
dice
Time will
bait, I
tell.
think, will be here to stay.
Time will tell, man. I think part of my thing, and Kai and I were talking about this, there is a personal part of me that does want to get a couple and throw them in Florida because you just know that some of these places that we go to, like, yeah, have fish on Okeechobee seen a koiki, have fish on Toho seen a koiki. I'm sure they've seen 20. I'm sure that's probably what a lot of those guys that we know, Kai, you know, some of the guys we know that crush them in those Toho and Kissimmee tournaments. You know the guys I'm talking about. I'm sure they're out there koiking them. I'm sure of it. What I'm not sure of is, what intrigues me is there is something to it that is clearly triggering these bass in a different way, in a way that they've never experienced before. Just like what I said about how we introduced the glide to some of these regions, imagine the koiki introduction to some of these places where you know there are giants, and giants that have truly never seen anything like that before. That's where my personal meter kind of goes like, maybe we should be doing that, you know, just a little bit, just a little koiking. I'm not talking full Uncle Larry's koiki takeover. I'm talking maybe just a little koiki. Like I buy one, like I just buy one, guys. I buy one, I throw it, I lose it. That's it, right? That's it. Just one.
So, do you think that those baits that are like the hard baits? Have you ever seen the hard baits? It's almost like a spy bait where it's just got like a very tight shimmy to it. It doesn't like go down with the lip, but it's just like got a very tight body roll to it. It doesn't do much. I think that I think that type of style is going to be in next, where maybe somebody might put holes into the sides where it pushes a little bit of water out. I think really, I think you might be onto something where like it doesn't have a lot of action, but because it doesn't have a lot of action, that might be the ticket.
I've seen it with I was just filming for Mike. Berkeley makes this reverse lipped jerkbait. They call it a
Crash.
credge.
Yeah.
Jerkbait. Yo, yeah, sit there and laugh. Yup.
It does well.
That's my thing, right? Like I wish I didn't have to talk like this. I really, again, like, I watched that thing get dominated.
Really?
Dominated.
I remember
Like,
them marketing it.
Like they've never seen it before. I'm watching, and it's got that subtle meandering action. It's exactly what you're talking about, bro. That subtle, and it's not a glide, but it's exactly what you're talking about. And it's crazy this is all coming up now because I just saw it I mean, again and again, dude, this stupid little credge, you know? But that's that subtlety. That subtlety can be everything.
I think I agree. Yeah.
No scope. No scope on the credge. You probably could.
No scope.
Mike wasn't even
No
scoping.
scope.
Mike
Moving
was
like
not even
Phase
scoping.
Clan, no scope.
None of that. None of that. Iron sights. Mike was iron sighting him on the
Sights.
credge out there.
But you know
Yeah,
about
iron
but you know
sight
about
on
an
a
iron
credge.
sight M4 and COD. But you know about an iron sight
What you
M4 and
mean?
COD, bro.
Don't see me on the wrong map with my iron sight, Des. Don't come around Nuketown when I got my iron sight. Don't do it. Yes, you can. You can fish at top water. It literally is like a hybrid wake bait. And then guess what? You let it drop. I'm too good for these people. You let it drop. That thing looks like a Binsky. That thing goes all the way to the bottom. And I mean, it's just like, it looks like a Senko. It looks like a Senko, except it's a jerkbait. And it's going like this. Oh my God. I mean, wait till you see
I
the
remember them
segment that comes
marketing
out
it.
that we did from it.
I remember them
I
marketing
think
it a couple years ago.
I think for inshore, not to talk. Sorry.
Ooh,
I
no,
think
no,
for
no.
inshore,
You're onto something.
inshore. I'm talking reds. I'm talking trout. Maybe snook. Probably juvie tarpon. But it's got that roll that
Yes,
all
the
those
spy
fish I
bait.
just mentioned can't stand. Yes,
That's
it's
what
like
I
a
was talking
spy
about. The
bait
spy
hybrid.
bait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a
Yes.
hybrid of that.
Yes.
Yep.
I think that's going to be coming in soon. Just basically baits that just don't do a lot. We have so many like we said, the brain rot glide, the brain rot action where it's just super interactive. You know, like people I've even seen people stop fishing the crankbait for a minute because of the fact that you have all these other baits now that could be different search baits. But like I don't know, maybe the crankbait might be the sauce now because we have so many other glides and so many other different lipped jerk baits and all these things. The crankbait might be in next.
Back to basic. Hey, shout out outside boys 250, you outside, we outside, New York's outside. I don't even know how many times I heard that phrase when I was outside of Madison Square
Oh
Garden.
man, yo, how was that? Tell us about that, please.
You know what's
Those
funny?
first.
So here's my all right. So for those that are unaware, all of our journeys begin in New Jersey, New York region. My birth certificate actually says Manhattan. I didn't end up there for very long. For about the first 4 years of my existence, my parents were there. So I feel like every time I go back to the city, I do feel that sense of, man, I'm from here and I like this energy. The city has an unmistakable energy to it. And it's not like Tampa, it's not like Miami even. It's unlike anything that you'll experience in this country. Would you say, Kai, besides New York City? You know, that is it's one of one, right? The good and the bad. I will say that day we were there talking to Knicks fans and just walking around, it was like 98 great interactions versus 2 horrid ones. You know what I mean? That's the funny thing about the city. You meet the coolest people ever, and then we straight up had a dude. Get this, we had a dude. So we're giving away shirts. We're standing right outside Madison Square Garden. Game 1 of the finals. Knicks fans are everywhere. And what Johnny's doing, he's doing his interview thing. And he's like, hey, you know, we'll give you a shirt, but you got to answer some fishing questions. This dude comes up, answers some questions, acts super cool. We give him a shirt. I kid you not, 10 minutes later, the same dude walks back up in a different shirt, in like a disguise. And Johnny is like 90% sure, but he can't just like call this dude out. Starts giving a sob story to Johnny about like, yo, bro, like my mom's sick. Like, swindles another shirt off Johnny. I turn around and sell that shit 10 minutes later. But that's New York City, right? And then here's my other story. The second night I'm there, I take the train back through the city. Now I'm by myself, right? This is the best. I'm by myself again. And I'm walking down 7th Avenue. I got my bags. Listen, I'm vibing with random Jamaican dudes. The sun was setting through the buildings in this way that I've never seen before. I took one of the coolest pictures I've probably ever taken, ever, with the sun rays coming through the city. I'm eating slices of pizza. I'm like, this is my best New York City experience in a long time. And I'm really loving this right now. I get on the train, I go home. The next morning, I wake up while I am outside, vibing with the Jamaican dudes, watching the sunset. 6 people stabbed, Penn Station. Where I was at Penn Station, 6 people were stabbed by some crazy motherfucker. Literally in the same terminal where I went and got on my train. And guess what? No one that was walking around even knew that shit was going on inside. And that is New York City. That's New York. That's what it is, you know? And like, you can love it or hate it, but that's what it is.
Sheesh. Wow. Yeah, that's
So what would you
New
say the
York.
culture like that, like culture in downtown Tampa versus culture in like the city in New York? Like, what would you say the culture difference is like? Because for
Bro,
me, I feel like the culture difference. I feel like the culture
people
difference in
move
Tampa is
slower.
like they move slower. I feel like the
It's
guys in
just
Tampa are
different.
like they're kind of like I feel like guys in Tampa are like the reverse. Like for every 2 good interactions, you're gonna have 98 weird vibe interactions in Tampa. We're gonna talk to somebody and it's gonna be like feels kind of performative a little bit, but like
I don't
they're
know.
trying to like be polished. Yeah. I
And
don't know. Like
listen,
what do you guys feel like the difference is?
it's again, well, listen, the 98 to 2 thing that I mentioned, that's usually not the case. Again, like usually the city, you meet
Oh,
a lot of characters, right? It just, like I said, it just so happened that this was a really great day, I guess, until the 6 people got stabbed. But dude, it's undescribable how much different the culture of Tampa to the actual New York City area is, right, guys? Like there's a
Oh,
level of um movement to everything in the city and the people there that you just like, people aren't hustling, and not to diss anyone. Listen, diss anyone's hustling in Tampa, but like the level of
it's
hustle
a
in the
weird
city
hustle. It's a
is,
strange
I
hustle.
mean, you have to do it to survive. Basically, that's the thing. Like you got to move on their time, or you're gonna get pushed out the way. That's the best thing I said. If you're walking down the sidewalk and you're walking too slow, you're just gonna get pushed out the way. Literally, that's what it is. So you got to either keep up or get shoved. And that's the mentality. It's like some people don't like that's why they moved to Florida. You know, it's like I like a little bit morning cup of coffee in bed for 30 more minutes. I like that. That's not a bad thing. New York, that's not what it is, man. You got to be 24/7 on your shit. And that's why it creates some of like, you know, the most interesting people that we as humanity have to offer, you know? Never sleeps. They call it city never sleeps. It's true. You're always rolling there. You're always figuring out the next scheme. And that's why certain dudes are swindling Johnny Flogo out of a Knicks shirt, you know?
That's crazy. Costumes is crazy.
That's ridiculous, bro. He probably lived like next door. He was like, all right, let me put this on real quick. Yeah, bro. Like, I feel like with the guys that I meet down here in New York or in Tampa from up there up north, they say, yeah, it's like it's a lot slower down here. I feel like the interactions down here are very it's the interactions down here, like talking to people down here is it's almost like coordinated. It's almost like they're playing chess with you when they're talking. Everybody's trying to network and social climb. From whenever I talk to people from up north, yeah, they're just very authentic. Like I remember some of my best customers and emails were just dudes from New York that were just happened to be passing through. We talk shit for a little minute, then they pay $5,000 for a jacket and then dip. And then down here, I'm like, okay, whenever I get like a good Florida client, I gotta be like, all right, I gotta sell you this for this certain amount because I know you might use it for a shoot and bring it back. It's almost like too coordinated. That's the only part I don't like about Florida culture down here is sometimes it feels a little fake.
Florida is
Yep.
like
I mean, they'll keep it real. They'll keep it real up north.
New York.
Then they'll stab you.
Yeah. Florida is like 10, 15
They'll keep it
years
real as they're
behind
stabbing you.
New York. I
Yeah,
feel like
it's
everybody's
really weird.
just kind of like, I don't know, just a few years behind down here. Just the South.
And I feel like it's because our melting pot is different too. Our melting pot down here is more tropical. We get a lot of people from farther down south past the equator, more reserved people from like coming up to Florida, and then you guys up north get pretty much like a big melting pot from everyone else, and then the people that are coming up farther. I feel like it's just even like
Hey,
a different melting pot.
that Dominican hustle is different, man. Shout out to my Dominicans. That Dominican hustle is different.
The worst hustle and bustle city is Atlanta, though. The worst hustle city is Atlanta. That is the worst. That city should be just blown up, I think.
Yeah, I don't have a good time when I'm there. Not to
I don't know.
shit on
I don't like
Atlanta.
Atlanta, bro.
Not to shit on Georgia in general. I just don't have a good time when I'm there. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Yeah.
All I see in Georgia is speeding tickets. That's all I see.
Yeah. Even like even when I went down to Atlanta, I went to another Neiman's and I was just shopping around in there, and everybody was just like they got like ulterior motives down there. It's so weird, bro. Like it's almost like it's a fast moving city, but it's just fast moving in the way it's like trying to swindle you, like what you guys are saying. It's just really weird. I don't like Atlanta. Atlanta's not a friend of the pod. Do not come.
I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe watching Johnny get hustled in our face like that. This dude really walked up 10 minutes later, bro, with a different shirt on and no hat. He had a hat on the first time, I think. He took his hat off. But the thing was, he doubled down with a sob story, though. Like, doubled down like my mom is sick.
You know, it's crazy too. This is probably the most unified I've ever seen New York be too. Like I heard somewhere, I don't know if it was a real stat, but crime stats have been like at an all-time low because the Knicks are in the finals.
I felt, dude, that's what I'm
saying.
Crazy. I felt that. It's funny. They're at an all-time low, and 6 people were stabbed while I was outside. Like you didn't even hear about that. No one's even gonna hear about that. That's just like, and it's at an all-time low. But that just shows you the city, though, for real. And it's even funnier to me that no one. It's even funnier that no one knew what was going on. I mean, we were all, bro. I was eating this, like I said, I'm eating a slice of pizza. Like this is the best city. I can see why people don't leave here. This is great. Apparently not. But yeah, shout out the Knicks. They're down massive right now in Game 4. Down massive.
Thank God.
That shit's about to be evened up. Yeah. We not
Thank God.
outside tonight, I guess, New York.
I'm not gonna lie.
Not outside.
I'm a big fan of Wemby as a person, so I want Wemby to get his chip. I want Fox to get his chip. I feel like Fox has been putting in crazy work, so he needs a chip, honestly. But also,
Kai, you seen
Jalen
Victor
Brunson.
Wembanyama play basketball, Kai?
I don't know if I have or not. That's
He's a freak of nature.
I
7'4" dude,
I asked
right?
Kai because I feel like he hasn't seen Desmond, bro. I mean, this dude's like 7'8"
nature.
with handles, like handles and a jumper. Yeah,
Jesus.
it's crazy. I mean, Johnny just put me on.
That's insane.
It's ridiculous.
7'8".
You know what's crazy too? You know what's so crazy is that
He's not actually
people that
7'8",
are that. No, I think he might be. I think he's like 7'2" or something like that. Like it's something crazy.
He's like 7'4". No, he's like
something like
no. Let me see. I'll tell you right now.
The craziest thing though is like every single other player that has been that height has been a bust. Do you guys remember Bol?
Mm-hmm.
A bust. Bol now wants to be more associated with fashion. He wants to be a runway model. Get on the court, bro.
He been hanging out with Ian Connor too much, man.
Bro, Ian Connor's not a friend of the pod.
No, he's a friend of Connor.
No.
Look, a man I used to know.
Bro, I remember, all right, crazy story, because Kai, we've kind of both been in the fashion spirit at one point. It's crazy to see these weird parallels in the fashion industry versus the fishing industry. You got dudes that are like, they put out some hard ass clothes, but they are like the worst human being of all time. Same thing with, we got some like bait builders. They're the worst people of all time, but they put out a damn good bait. Victor from Fish Everything, I'm talking to you. You put out bro. Bro, Victor from Fish Everything puts out a very good bait. Worst human being of all time, though. But then, like, we got Ian Connor. He puts out. All right, no. Oh yeah, we'll move away from the name dropping. But
listen,
we got Ian Connor.
There's been some bad humans out there. There's been a lot of bad humans out there. We don't want to put that title on anyone. There's been some bad people out there.
Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy to see. Like, even I was thinking about like the other day when I was looking at prices of some of these baits. I was like, this is a pair of Rick shorts. This is like you can buy some Ricks for this price of this glide or the price of this rod. And I was like really thinking about it because like there's this one Shimano rod. It's a $900 rod. It's a conventional rod, so it's nothing special, but it is a $900 rod. And I was like, bro, I remember thinking about dropping $900 on a pair of Ricks. It's the same parallel. The same parallel, bro. It's the same exact thing.
But you get so much more function out of your rod.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. A pair of Ricks will outlast humanity. A pair of Ricks I have a pair of Ricks that are older than me, and well, they're not older than me, but they're like 20 years old. They're horse skin Ricks. Made like a horse was smoked for that. A horse got smoked for that. Wow. And like I think these things are still in pristine condition. Like honestly, it's kind of crazy. I had to buy it off this guy.
So they're like a palmetto bug. They're like a palmetto bug. They just don't die.
Yeah, Rick, you're a friend of the pod. Come on the pod. Let us flip some baits together, bro. Or like I was even thinking about just like the
Rick
craftsmanship.
Owens did not come on the pod.
I was even thinking about like the craftsmanship too. Like we got some guys that'll pour a bait, even if it's something as far as a worm. They put so much time into it, and they're CNCing these machines. They're creating their own jig heads. They're creating their own jig skirts and everything. And then I think about it in the same way as like some guy up in Italy with some like veg tan leather. He's working on it up in Italy. He's got his little cappuccino, sipping it. It's the same thing. Same thing. And
the craft.
Yeah. It's just like respect to the craft, bro. Or like there are some fishing brands that like they don't play about their tuning, bro. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen like a Mike Gilbert video from Working Class Zero. there's something genuinely wrong with him, but like in the best way possible, where like he's so detail oriented, even down to the hooks. He fishes a certain type of hook, and if you ask him, "Yo, do you fish this hook?" No, hell no, no, absolutely not, right? And I think, yeah, we can even relate it to sports. There's even some basketball players like Wimby, or like Kyrie. Kyrie has a very like particular type of play style, very particular type of warm up drill that is just insane. But then you got to look
Yeah.
at his stats and be like, all right, he's one of the craziest players of all time.
You know why I get that? You know why on the fishing side, the reason that I get that as I get older, time is so finite. We get to fish less. There's just not going to be, we're 30 years old. How many experiences in the next 30 years are we going to have where you're going to take that hike and you're going to go 8 miles into those woods and you're going to put yourself in front of that fish? And the moment you put yourself in front of that fish and you do everything to get it to the point of contact where that fish bites, I want everything to be right. I want everything to be so right to the point where, like literally down to the hook point. And I don't always do this. I'm not saying that I always do this. I don't. But it's like as I get older, I feel that sense of, and I think Mike Gilbert, it's like, yeah, bro, when I put myself in that position to actually land a 15-pound largemouth, there is no part of me that wants to lose that fish because of my error, because of something that I did with my gear, something I didn't check, something I didn't upgrade. And I feel that because even at our, like, again, there's been enough experiences where that has happened and you could barely drive home. A
Yeah,
2
you feel just sick.
hour
You
hike
just feel
back
sick.
after something like that happens. No, that's not, you want to never feel that again. And you always will. You're always going to lose big fish, but you got to put as many of them odds in your favor as possible. If you're really doing it to this extent, do yourself that favor. Don't go through 90% of the steps to lose the fish like that. Please, I'm begging you, please don't do it.
I have a story like that actually. Like there was one point I got on a really good bite in Orlando. It was actually my only good bite that I've ever gotten in Orlando on a swim bait bite. And normally, whenever I tie these big swim baits, I leave a little bit of a tag in on it just in case. I don't want it to slip, right? And this one day I just cut it too close to the knot. And I was like, oh, okay, it's fine. It's no tag in there, but like I tied a good enough knot, right? This is my only double digit that I've ever hooked into. My only double digit. And it was on the mag draft. It was on a soft bait bite. And I swing into it. This is my first time fishing full fluoro. Normally, I used to be like a braided fluoro guy. This is my first time fishing fluoro. I kind of swing into it a little bit. I get him on the bank, and the knot slips because I didn't have enough tag in on it. And I just sat there. I still think about it to this day because I have the cast to catch on camera. So sometimes I'll just watch it to put myself through pain. And bro, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, dog, if that little minute detail, and that I think, yeah, that's what you're talking about. Like sometimes it's that one detail when you run into that one fish, especially because of the environment down here in Florida, that environment is very hard to like to grow like double digit fish. They're very few and far and plenty. Yeah, it was crazy, bro.
I swear too, man. That guy up there, that entity, whatever you want to call it, he got a sense of humor. So I can't even tell you how many times, whatever little thing that you're talking about, I've looked at it. Whether it's like, should I retie? Should I change that hook out? Should I use a different rod? Should I maybe not throw the rod that has a crack in one of the guide inserts? Oh no, it's on. The line will never nick that.
It'll be fine.
Oh, the second you think that,
That's when he'll
and
make an example out of you, bro.
I'm laughing like this because it drives you insane to the point where you look up at the sky and all you could do is just laugh like, damn, that was a good one, man. I can't believe you got in my mind like that. You knew. Because I'll have times where I'll just, in my mind, I'll be like, I should retie. Nah. Yeah. Try that
Have you
out on the
guys ever
water.
been like, have you guys ever went bass fishing one day and then used the same bait for snook fishing and not changed out the hooks and paid for it?
Oh yeah.
Kai,
Yeah.
spinnerbait. Tell him the story. Tell him this story. This is
Oh
a prime
yeah.
example.
Yeah. Friggin' couple days after I caught the giant, went out to friggin' pond with my pops out there fishing the same damn spinnerbait, and I knew the wire was worn because I didn't caught the fucking giant and 1,000 other fish on it, and said fuck it, nah, I'm gonna keep throwing it. It's got some mojo. And sure enough, fucking hook into still to this day the only fish that I think rivaled the size of the giant, if not bigger. But fucking fought this thing, and the fight on it was so weird because it like I made this bomb cast. I was trying to get it out there, and the wind blew it like parallel to the bank, basically, like right along the reeds. And as soon as it hit the bottom, just boom, I didn't even get to work the bait. And I set, and this thing just goes straight out deep. And I'm just holding on to the fish basically while this thing just goes like this. Like I'm not reeling on him or anything. I'm just like this, just trying to
Hey,
stay
do
tight.
nothing about
Like I'm
that.
not gaining any line on him. And it's not like he's pulling drag either. He's just going. I'm like, oh my God. And the thing does like a 180 and comes all the way around in front of me. And I'm catching up, reeling up, and I feel him about to jump, and he comes up and jumps. And I literally just see the spinnerbait just split in two. And my line is on the blades and the jigs in his mouth. At the bank, like literally, like that. After
And
that
then you
head
feel that
fake, I
slack.
probably would have just flipped him onto the bank, and he would have been landed. He was like right there, and just broke it.
And
But
and
I
like
knew,
Kai said, this is so
I
fresh.
knew the chance was there. I knew it, and I took it anyway. You know,
So
and
fresh off the giant video too. Like you guys can understand. He walked up to me right after that. He said that was bigger than the one the other day, referring to the giant, and he was fresh too. So Kai had just seen that fish, and he was like, "Man, that was bigger." I remember you telling me that was a 13-pounder. I remember you telling me
it
that
looked
might
like
have
a
been a
share
tier.
lunker. It looked like one of those Milliken Josh Jones bass.
You know how rare that is in Florida too, bro? Oh.
And where we were too. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Cause seeing like, because Florida, we have like 10 and 11 pounders, but it's very rare to see what you consider a 13. Oh my God, bro. Oh my, bro.
They're out
Yo,
there.
I got a question actually. I got a hypothetical question. Right? What are the odds that fate would have never let you run into that fish, the giant fish, had you had a scale?
Yeah,
Wow.
probably wouldn't.
That's a great question.
Because like,
Well, that whole day was fate. If I'll just tell you real quick, for those that are unaware, and for you, Desmond, in particular, because you just brought that up, that whole day was fate. Because at the time, Uncle Larry's is a trio. We had never gone out and filmed with a DSLR camera. I had a Sony for about a year at that point that I've been using to film baseball, had never taken it out. At that time, we had just gotten our very first deal with American Baitworks, who we still work with to this day. They had basically taken a chance on us. We were small. Listen, the giant video didn't exist. We had under 10,000 followers. No one knew who we were. And American Baitworks took a chance on us. So shout out to them. But before that day, we were planning a shoot, and the giant day was the preview, was the trial period for that shoot, because we're like, okay, we've never filmed with this camera on the water before. We have these shitty kayaks. I got to like figure out how to just keep myself stable on this thing. So let's
because
go
they're
out
like
and
the
do a little.
sit-in ones, right?
Right. Oh, these are the Marshall specials, man. And we're sitting there like, okay, maybe we should do a trial run. And the place where Kai caught that giant was the trial run spot. We'd never been there before. We drug our kayaks through the woods. I'm like, okay, well, I guess like this is what we do, right? Let's just press record and see what happens. 2 casts. and the rest is history. But that was all because Glenn Casey, Bassman Spinnerbaits, he was the first person to send us anything straight from Australia. We hit up Glenn. I knew about Bassman from Bud Cipoletti and my bass fishing friends from back in the day. Just a dude from Australia that makes a really quality spinnerbait. And we just messaged him. Johnny messaged him. He sent us an entire box of Bassmans, which he did not have to do. And then that's what happened, And I don't think we've had a moment on a bait that's been more legendary than that, which I love because Glenn Casey was the first person to even take a chance and send us some baits and take us seriously at all. And that's what happened on that bait. So it was all fate. That whole day and that whole experience was fate. You can't deny it.
So I got kind of a technical question regarding spinnerbait. Where do you guys see, without naming any brands or whatever, where do you guys see points of failure on any spinnerbaits? Because you guys have probably fished a number of spinnerbaits in your life. Where do you see points of failure at? Was it like regarding the split ring for the blade, the bend? Like what is it?
That wire is usually the weakest link, but
yeah,
it's also the most important part because you need a certain gauge wire to be able to get that vibration too. So you got to sacrifice.
That's the tricky part,
knowing that it's a little bit delicate to be able to trigger those bites. You know what I mean? The split rings too on the blades usually are a little fucking jank too sometimes, depending on what spinnerbait you're throwing. That kind of sucks when you freaking cast off a blade or something like that.
Yeah, all those pinch points can be suspect. I've had a lot of blades come off. I've had it break in the middle of the arm at the bend there, and then I've had it break obviously where the jig head meets the arm, like you were talking about, Kai. But that's where I can shout out Glenn too. With the exception of that one that it went through a lot of fish at that point. I was always impressed with his.
Comment. He's got a crazy comment, bro.
Let's see what we got.
I don't know if I want to put this up.
You got a black.
There's a W word that I think he's trying to call right now. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Hey, no, that's really funny. I like War Eagle spinnerbaits too, by the way. They're a good one.
I cannot eat. I cannot sleep tonight.
Listen,
I got you.
I spent too much time in the city. I spent too much time yelling "We outside" with the boys in the city. That's the Knicks.
I'm not gonna lie.
What can I say? The Knicks are in the finals, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. The culture blends very well in New York. That's one thing I've noticed too. Like I've seen probably the whitest people, like gingers, speak with the most like urban accent of all. Yo, what's up? Like I'm like, yo, where are you from? I'm from Harlem. All right, yeah, that makes sense. All right, that checks out. Or like they're from like I'm from like from down here, like I'm from like the 954. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that checks out. Okay.
No, that's the cool thing. That is a cool thing about the city. I remember like one of my friend groups up in Terrytown, up in Westchester County. It's like you're gonna have an Italian Jew, a Dominican, a couple black kids, an Asian. Like that's literally gonna be your circle in New York. You really it's a melting pot for a reason. It's a melting pot of the entire world. So it's cool in that sense. It's
that's
cool
one thing
to blend
I do
the cultures
like.
and then. But then you got the people that say we got to close our borders. So there's that
Gingers
element of it
are
too.
inside out black people. No, that explains Brady. That explains Brady back.
That is Brady coded. That's what they say, right? That's Brady coded.
Yeah. Then Kai's like a country white guy with black skin.
What makes Kai country?
Yo, who is this, bro?
Where do I?
Yeah, bro. That's always the stigma with black people that fish, bro. It's always with black people that fish. You see it all the time. Oh, You so white, bro. What? As if people like in Arkansas that the darkest of skin, they don't catfish, they don't like fish for stripers and wipers and that I've always never understood that stigma behind black people that fish. I think that shit is stupid actually. I'm gonna be honest.
Because that's
Like,
the only black people they've ever seen fish is people from the
yeah,
South.
yeah. It's stupid, bro. I've never understood that. I've never understood that. Like whenever you see people that do like I remember one time I seen a black person skydiving, they were like, that's some white people shit. And I was like, you gotta open up your mind a little bit. You mean to tell me you gonna limit yourself from doing something cool because you think it's limited to one race? Bro, go lock in and jump out that plane right now before I push you out, bro. Lock in. I hate
That's what
that
makes
so
it.
much, bro.
That's what makes the kids say y'all just saucy. That's it. Y'all just got the sauce. That's all.
This is saucy.
Bro, I'm
Oh
telling you,
man.
bro. Nah, for real. LR, bro. LR. Never understood it. Never understood it.
Yeah, y'all lingo these days, man. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, bro.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
I
Nah,
use way too much of it. I have fun with it. I use chopped a lot now. Chopped.
what context could you be using chopped in, bro?
Oh, you don't even want to know, man. Fishing spots,
I
chopped.
already knew it. Yeah,
That spot's
yeah.
chopped,
All right. I used to
bro.
say burnt. I used to say burnt a lot. Yeah, that shit burnt.
Burnt. Yeah, yeah, burnt. Chopped.
Oh man.
Listen, ladies and
Yo,
gentlemen, this has been the YOLO podcast 22. What's up? What's up, guy?
Episode 22.
what was the kids on the bus saying when you was working at that fish camp? With the no. I'm thinking of the lumberjacks actually. What were they saying?
Oh man. Were they saying something? They were asking me for money for Roblox, which was disturbing. Yeah, no, I had 10-year-old girls. So in 2020, I worked at a kids camp in New York City, and my job was to take them fishing, believe it or not, in the middle of Central Park. We would drive from Brooklyn to Manhattan every single day. Yeah. So this was a great job. I had a lot of fun doing this. But the not fun part was every day we would have to take the bus from Brooklyn to Manhattan. Anyone know that's like an hour bus ride right there. And
Damn.
I would have a little boom box, like kind of like a turtle box speaker, right, in the front. And these 10-year-old girls, what song you think was out at the time? What do you think was the most
God.
popular song in
What year was
2020
this?
that I had
Oh.
10-year-old girls being like, play this wet ass pussy.
Oh,
Like my whole thing is like I think in that very moment, I realized how downward of a spiral this country was on, and how the demonization of the mainstream
Can't even do
has just
multiplication
come
yet.
full circle. Because now I have girls that they have not even hit puberty, and they are asking
Can't
me
even
to
do
play
long
wet
division.
ass pussy on the radio. Right.
Can't even
They
do
should be
long
doing
division
long
yet. What the
division.
fuck?
Yeah, so that's where we were at then. That's COVID year though. That's just
Oh no.
that was a
Yeah,
different
COVID
time,
was
man.
different, bro. COVID was fucking different, bro. COVID was
We
different.
came a long way. Came a long way from the vid.
They definitely reset the fucking world as soon as COVID hit. That was their excuse to reset the world. Oh yeah, actually, make everything 200% higher. Make everybody a fucking weirdo. Also privatize everything, and then also send a couple nukes. Share on top.
Yeah, in that order. In that order.
Yeah.
Man, I don't be ordering no tackle NMK, man. I go straight to the source, man.
That's funny. You know what? When I
pull up
need
straight
something,
to Johnny Morris' house, and I get whatever I need straight from
Ordering tackle. Yeah, no. We don't order. All right. Because we got different shopping styles. A lot of guys, they shop. They'll buy something like the week before they know they're about to fish from Tackle Warehouse. We not that type of person. Me personally, I'll go to Tampa Fishing Outfitters in a scramble. Yo, I need this right now, please. I need this right now.
yeah, there'll be in them Instagram the stories being like, hey,
Yeah.
hey, who's got it? Who's got it? I'll pull up. I'll pull up
And
now.
it's like the day of I need it, or like the next. And then the thing is, here's the craziest part. I'll know I'll need it a week before, and I'm just like, I'm not trying to shell out that money right now. I just don't need to shell out that money right now. But then the day before, I'm like, bro, I need it right now. I will pay whatever. Yeah, bro. But
Yeah,
ever
so
since
if you
I
got Bates,
Bass Pro, bro, you gotta go to Bass Pro Shops, bro. Johnny Morris,
Bass Pro,
you really
everything
you gotta
need.
just Morris it up. Yeah, they got it. They got the shit. They got the shit.
they got
I'm
what
day
you
to
need.
day with it too. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just like Kai and Dez. I'm day to day. I'm day to day. If I need a rattle trap, I go get a rattle trap. Like one rattle trap. You know what I'm saying? Like Kai's seen me literally go in there and get a rattle trap.
Singular rattle traps. Oh,
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm day to day.
I'm not gonna
I go
lie. I
out
used
my
to put them
boat.
shits in my pocket, bro. I used to put them shits in my pocket, bro.
Hey,
Depending on the corporation. Depending on the corporation, though. Bass Pro, a little finicky. I'm not really spoiled. They watching me already. I already know. Walmart, I'm putting that shit in my pocket. Tempting fishing outfitters, I'll pay full price.
pocketing in the mart in 26 is crazy, Desmond.
No. This is back in like 2018. I stopped
That's
once I got a
different.
job. Once I got a job.
That's different.
This is
That's
like
different.
2018, pre-COVID or during COVID
No,
too. During COVID,
I'll never forget the Veil. I worked at Dick's Sporting Goods for like 2 months, and I'll never forget the Veil when they basically told me like, yeah, we pretty much know that people steal shit and we don't really care. And if you see someone stealing shit, you can maybe do something, maybe not, whatever. That was basically the attitude. And at that point I was like, oh, it's a wrap.
Damn,
Who
is
said
yo,
that?
Y'all just
Dick's
told me.
Sporting Goods still a thing?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
This
there
still
2
around?
hours ago. I was
bro.
there. I was
We,
there not
bro.
pocketing spoons with my lovely girlfriend. I don't think she would have let me pocket any spoons. Could we have stolen some
Bro,
spoons?
they got a Dick's Sporting Goods in Tampa that has
Can't
a
see them.
track and a basketball court. A
Really?
track. They just built it this year. They took down the mayors. They took
What
down
the
the watch
hell?
store that sold Cartiers and Rolexes and built a Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm not even joking.
I feel like I haven't seen a Dick since I've been in Jersey. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, they got a Dick's
Interesting.
down here. Pause. But yeah, they got a Dick's down here, bro.
No, this Academy land down here.
Oh yeah, no, they got
This
a lot of
guy's
academies up in Orlando.
Academy. Kai's the face of Academy. This guy said I look like the host of
Bro,
Temptation Island, Mark Wahlberg.
yo, I seen that the other day. I seen
I'll
What?
that
take
the other day.
Wahlberg.
Oh,
That's hard.
I'm faded on the phone with Knowles, and I click on the Jeffrey video, right? I click on the Jeffrey video. I haven't paid for my YouTube subscription yet, so I get ads right now, right? And first ad I see is Kai screaming, and I'm like, whoa, and, bro! I'm tripping balls right now, right? And I'm like, whoa. I see Kai screaming, and then I see Academy's logo, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Corporate Kai, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean, I got my pennies. Got me a few pennies from
Hey,
the
boy.
old suits. You know what I mean?
Yes,
We
sir.
got
Yes,
mouths to
bro.
feed. Kai got there's another mouth to feed, bro. Like, listen, corporate Kai.
Yeah,
Corporate
I'm
Kai.
saying.
Bro, I seen it. You remember that one scene from ATL where he like, yeah, I know that ain't who I think it is. I was like,
Yeah, there's a double take.
it was the first
It
time
is.
I didn't skip the ad.
Shout out to Academy, friends of the show, Academy.
That's great.
Ladies and gentlemen, this
Yeah.
has been, listen, we Uncle Larry Outdoors podcast number 22. Thank you to the chat. I'm not necessarily ending things right now. I'm just saying thank you to the chat. I'm saying thank you to the boys. I'm feeling some feelings in my stomach, Kai, because of like the proximity to where I'm at right now. Like, you understand. I mean, I could walk with you right now there. I could take this computer there right now. Pretty wild stuff. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about species. I'm thinking about bites that may or may not happen tomorrow. Any more comments in the chat? Any more things you guys want to discuss tonight? Please let us know. I say we got another 10 in us, maybe another 10. We usually do these. They've been 2 hours pretty consistently, so
Yeah.
we'll Probably stick to around that
not a
time frame.
lie. You know the brothers be fishing with a pack of Cool Mile, some Hennessy,
Yo,
and
he's
some
from the
fried
CIA, bro.
chicken as bait.
This is we got a CIA psyop in here, bro. We got a CIA
Yo,
psyop, bro.
Yo,
He's the one
who
leaking the
is
pine.
this dude?
He's the one leaking the Kool-Aid pineapples in our community, bro.
This is nuts, man.
He's the one leaking the
what?
Kool-Aid pineapples in our community, bro.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, the Kool-Aid pineapples, that's a psyop. There's no beverages. No beverages tonight. I'm blacking on the bed. That's crazy. My girl made me a very lovely smoothie for the drive up. So I was sucking down on a little smoothie action, right? Little what was it? Strawberry, blackberry, no blackberries, raspberry. I think there was a little banana in there.
Oh shit.
Blueberries too. So shout out to the smoothies. But no, that's it. No bev. I'm lacking on the bevs right now, which is
Speaking of,
not good.
man,
Yeah, what's up with the pineapple?
Bro, that shit is a psyop.
What's
bro.
up with the Kool-Aid pineapples, bro? What the hell? What's happening?
Bro, we got spicy bowls. All right, we got Kool-Aid pineapples. However, now they've ventured into new territories. We got fucking milk and egg bowls. It's for a different demographic, okay?
I seen that. The
What?
CIA. No, that's a parody, right? They just make it funny.
No, it's a parody.
Okay, all right. I was about to say.
It's for rural people.
Man,
I was about to say. Because that
We got the urban version and then we got the rural version. And then what's gonna happen is they're gonna find the city version and they're gonna find both, right? But they're gonna put protein powder in it.
Oh man.
For all the gym influencers in Tampa.
Oh man.
Someone said the
They're gonna
Kool-Aid
put-
pineapples took us back another 100 years.
Yes, bro.
Straight up,
Yes, bro. I think
Diabetes.
all right, worst thing that happened in society, right? Worst thing that happened to my culture, right, was that one dude that'd be taking those big ass bites of food and then be dancing in the restaurants.
I
right?
hate that.
Him,
I hate
him, Sexy Red, okay? Then we got Kool-Aid and spicy bowls, okay? Then we got the old hood movies from way back when, where they, oh my
With the
god,
saxophone?
nobody, yes, oh my god, nobody ever leave the hood, bro, bro, ridiculous, that shit, bro, ridiculous.
That saxophone goes around these days. Have you seen the people that drive around the hoods playing that saxophone music, like
Bro,
going up on people with the
that shit is hilarious.
Bro,
I want to do
culture.
that shit at fishing spots around here.
Yo, Kai, I was thinking about like at the BP or something. We gotta do.
Bro,
I'm gonna pull up to the Skyway Pier and just drive down that bitch slow rolling with the windows cracked, blasting the sax.
You have every new fishing for grouper scam life
That should
Skyway Pier
that should be my next
activities.
car catch soundtrack.
at the Skyway.
Oh, not
Bro,
at the Skyway.
Doing a car catch at the Skyway, bro. You gonna catch somebody's lead weight. you gonna catch a non-local's lead weight.
Stayed out there.
Hey man, everyone says that those are the fishing drive-bys. That would just add a whole nother layer to it. Of the drive-by element of the car catch, a whole nother layer.
The boy pulled up to the pier.
You know what's crazy too? Snook have finally come back to the Skyway after they shut down the end of the Skyway. I gotta say, that's not just a random coincidence. Okay, we gotta stop fishing for 300-pound grouper and then just dropping just a bunch of dead line down there. All right.
I can't imagine what the bottom looks like.
It looks crazy. I dove it one time. It looks insane. It looks ridiculous. I dove to shoot for sheep's head once, and I'm not gonna lie, one of my fins got caught in somebody's deadline.
I was about to say that's a hazard, isn't it?
Yeah, bro. Like, bro, it was worth it because we got fish, but we had dudes like. I seen him drop down an undersized, I think it was like a schoolmaster or like a just like a normal mangrove, but it was an undersized one. And he's like, "Oh yeah." And I'm diving. I'm like, "Yo, you all right, bro? Like this is undersized." This is the first time I've ever got into a fight over at the Skyway, and I'm like, "Bro, this is undersized." Yeah, bro, we seen like we see the dolphins and the sharks. And I'm like, "You dropping an undersized snapper for dolphins? What? Sorry, what are we doing? What am I missing here? How are you gonna try and land the dolphin?" Then we got the dudes at the end of the Skyway that are the tryhards. We got the dudes that basically eat, sleep, and breathe the Skyway, and all
The
they're doing is just
misfits.
dropping.
The misfits. You
The
gotta
Yeah,
give
bro.
misfits.
iron to the
Nah,
misfits.
I like the misfits because they're doing it right because they know how to take. Because the thing that matters the most about pure fishing is how you treat the fish once you hook up, right? It's nothing to hook up to these fish because it's under a pier, but actually taking care and releasing the fish safely is what really matters at the Skyway. Because you got dudes that'll just bring up like a pin senator, like the most rusted out pin senator you have, and then they'll just put a bunch of braid on there, and they get the grouper all the way up, and they're just like, all right, well, what do I do now? I'm 20 feet up. I'm 20 feet up from the water. Yeah, you should have thought about that, bro. Like, and then they just break off. And then now that we got this grouper swimming with like 30 feet of deadline,
Right.
like
Right. Proper management, folks. Proper management.
proper
Please do your
management.
best. We all make mistakes, but put the odds in that fish's favor. All right. It happens. Fish expire sometimes. Things happen. We say a prayer. They float to the bottom. Something eats them. Right. It happens. But put the odds in that fish's favor. Right.
Exactly.
Be doing anything
Exactly,
crazy.
bro.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Exactly.
Uncle Larry Outdoors podcast number 22. I think we're gonna take the last few minutes here. What do you guys got coming up, man? What's coming in the next week? Kyle, I'm gonna see you in about 2 weeks, so hopefully it starts raining more for you on these next few guide trips. I
I'm
heard it's
hoping
getting
in the
hot.
plan. Oh yeah,
Getting
it's heating up. Heating up. That's why we need the rain too.
We got a crazy comment.
Down. What did they say? How do you feel about 30-pound braid on the fridge? I had questions.
A good friend
I'll
of
tell
mine,
you
Keen,
what,
calls that trick shotting.
What
I don't
happened?
even know what he said he calls it trick shotting. That is a good point. I don't even know what we're talking about. I genuinely, I'm being so serious. Like I really
Yeah.
haven't looked into any of this. Just from what I like throwing pretty heavy braid, man. I don't really.
That's what
I
I'm
don't think
saying.
I'm just saying. Listen. A lot of it's the glide baits. A lot of it's bait casters. Kai put me on. I've been throwing 40, 50. Kai throws 65 on that hub. He put me onto the 65. Dude,
Mhm.
I think when you're whipping big baits and you're fishing around in cover, you want as heavy as possible. Now, for those situations on a big open face spinning reel, I don't know. I don't really do a lot of that, so I can't really speak on that. For our stuff, oh yeah, I mean I'm 50 minimum. Even
Yeah.
on this spinning tackle, I think there's never really been a time when I felt 30 was like a major hindrance. Now I don't know about 14. I don't know about this. I don't know what we're talking. Again,
14K is crazy.
I
No,
don't know
14.
the context. I do not know the context, but 30 is pretty strong. It's funny. A lot of saltwater guys up in Jersey used to make fun of me for my 50-65 braid because they would always throw 30, and they're looking at me like, "What are you doing? It's fucking overkill." And I would try to explain to them the different reasons why the heavy braid doesn't break on a hook set. Now, and that remains true to me. I feel like 30-pound, for what it's worth, when you're fishing a situation where you're putting strain on that braid, where you're setting the hook hard, doing that 30 can do some funky stuff sometimes, where that
Yeah.
50-65, that stuff is sticking true. But obviously, listen, if you're going for casting distance, if you're going for this, you're going for that, you probably ain't going to be throwing 50. Let's just be real. You're probably not, right? So I get both
I
sides.
feel like it's time and place, bro. Like structure, I'm not fishing anything less than 50, 45-pound at the lightest for braid, and then 100-pound leader. But 30 is just for open water. For open water, I can see it. Open water on a spinning reel, okay. I'm hearing you out. But no, if it's structure, if it's bridges, take care of the fish. It may be a cooler fight. Again, a good friend of mine would say it's trick shotting, and I'm starting to my frontal lobe is developing recently. So I don't want to stress the fish out that badly. Guys, it guys, just fish normal braid, guys. Fish 50, 60 pound and just do the job. Do the job.
I just can't wrap my head around fishing 30-pound from a bridge. I've fished 30-pound a lot, and
I fish that on my
it's
2500 for fish. Like
it's just like when you're constantly like rubbing up against shit and just like constantly worrying about the fray and nick. Like that was the thing that got me up to 65 in the first place. It's like, of course you could get away with 40, 50-pound leader, you get away with 30-pound leader, but when you fishing heavy, when you out there fucking 3-4 days minimum a week, and you putting that wear and tear on the shit. I'm not trying to go to TFO every week and get my shit respooled because
exactly.
my line is not in the shape that it should be. You know what I mean? So me personally, and this is just for what I do, I like to go a bit on the heavier side for longevity with the sacrifice of sensitivity. You know,
And you're not really
not
sacrificing that much sensitivity either. As long as you got the right rod and you
no.
know what you're looking for, I feel like that's all you need. Like, and the thing is too, all it takes is for that one fish to break you off, and now that fish has all that deadline out there. Like, bro, I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like every single guy that you talk to will say, like you're saying, 50, 60 pound, like braid to heavy leader because you want to take care of the fish. You're not gonna lose any sensitivity if you know what you're looking for, and if you know how to fight the fish, you're not gonna lose any fighting either.
No.
But yeah,
Take care of your fish, ladies and gentlemen. Go have fun though. You know, do your thing. Everyone go out and have fun. And go catch some fish this weekend, man. What are we? Is it the weekend? What is it? Wednesday? Yeah. Weekend coming up. Big
damn
fish
near the weekend.
vibes. What you doing? What you trying to tackle this next week, Des, fishing wise? You got any goals in mind?
Uh, if it rains, God willing, hopefully we can get a couple cast to catches, a couple cool cast to catches. That's been my main thing right now. I know I talked about it last weekend or last week. Just trying to make sure I get these casts because I'm in this space where now like when I'm fishing some of these baits, I want to make sure I have some sort of like backing behind it so I can look back at it later on, or I can upload some videos and have a cool like something. I want to have some substance to it. I don't just want to catch the fish and then post
Nice.
up the picture. Fish. I want to be able to show somebody like the behavior that these fish have on some of these glides or on some of these baits and things like that, and trying to do it in a more artistic approach. Um, been trying to channel my inner Miles Davis. I don't know if you guys seen that, but I'm really fucking with Miles Davis this week, and yeah, I'm hopefully going to be able to get some type of fish on this mother. Hopefully tune it a little bit better, but if nothing else happens, at least it'll be in
Oh
good
yeah,
effort.
man. My advice to you, and this is unsolicited, I suppose, but to anyone that's like, man, I want to film more fishing. I want to. Kai, I was just editing one of your. Remember, we got your eat from a 36 that Kai got the other week on camera, which was crazy because it never happens like that. It was our first cast filming,
Yeah,
and
right.
I was going through quotes, man. It's a corny quote from the bass player of the Chili Peppers, Flea. It ain't that corny, but it's pretty standard. It's real though, man. The only way anyone's ever gonna think you're cool in this world is if you be yourself to the
Yes,
fullest extent, and that means on camera too, right? And it's like
yes.
in this saturated world, boys and girls, everyone's trying to do the influencer thing. Everyone wants the little bit of that limelight. And I'm here to tell you that that's very possible and it's attainable. But the only way that it's going to happen is if you are you. And I mean you. No one else, whatever your ideas are,
Just
whatever
do it.
you want to fish for, just do it.
Yes,
Please.
yes.
Please. So that's my kind of final statement on the pod tonight. I appreciate all you, everyone in the chat, both of my friends to my left and right here. It's been fun, man.
Views
Kai, you
from
got
the
any
Pinny.
closing words? Any parting thoughts for the group as we close this out?
And guys, you know, you can't catch him from the goddamn couch. Get up. I don't give a damn how hot it is. I don't give a damn if you gotta do whatever tomorrow. If you got the time today, get your ass up and
If you
go
got to
put
throw
some
it from
reps.
heat stroke, if you got to throw it from heat stroke, if you got to get bit by a couple
You better
bugs,
go
that's
get
okay.
you some Zephyr Hills and put it in the fucking refrigerator. Chill it, because you're gonna need some water out there.
You're gonna need it. You're gonna need some cold water too.
You're gonna need some water. I need some water right now.
Yeah. Go get some water, ladies and gentlemen.
This has been the podcast.
Episode 22. Views from the Pinny. We're out. Thanks for hanging. We'll be back next Wednesday, 8 p.m.
See ya.
See you boys soon.
I'm a giant! I'm the PB!
Oh,